My name is Earle Morris. I'm the head curling professional at the Ottawa Curling Club. I've been working on a program called Getting Started, which is to help new curlers at the local level get better at the game of curling and stay with it. I have Erin Morrissey with me here today. Erin Morrissey is a former Ontario Junior champion. She's worked in this program with me, and we've been putting together some drills and some tools which we think will be helpful for you at the local level. And we're going to really hope that we can help you grow the sport wherever you may be and have fun with this great sport of curling. As in all of sports, safety is always an important issue, and it's no different in curling. And especially with beginner curlers, we have to make sure we think safety first. So a couple of drills that we've designed that we recommend to you as instructors or you as beginner curlers are that you would start off with 2 grippers when you step on the ice, then put the brush down on the ice, and then proceed down the ice with caution. Use the brush for support and get comfortable with walking down the ice with 2 grippers on and a brush. Once they become confident, they could take a gripper off so they're sliding on a slider with a gripper and the brush on the ice once they gain that extra confidence in their balance. Good balance starts with a good stance. And so we have our curlers approach the hack from behind, step into the hack with 1 foot, place their other foot beside them in the hack, and then crouch down in the hack. Once they've crouched down, they get comfortable with the position of their brush. Then they grab onto the rock. And then basically it's a case of elevating the hips and sliding. The absolute best drill that you can come up with to help people with their balance is a 3-part drill that starts first of all with curlers getting down in the hack, and instead of having 1 rock in their hand and a curling brush, start them off with 2 rocks. They have the 2 rocks in front of them, 1 in either hand, and you just ask them to elevate their hips and slide, and they really get the good feeling and comfort from being really balanced with those 2 rocks. So that's step number 1, and if you get people to do that drill, they get real confidence and comfort in their balance. Then take away that 1 rock, put in a sliding device such as a stabilizer to replace that rock that's in 1 hand, and then slide out with the stabilizer and with the rock. And again, it's very easy to make that transition from 2 rocks. Once they've tried it with the stabilizer, they can then, as a 3rd step, try it with the curling brush. And usually at that particular point, people have mastered the skill of good balance. So balance is the first important piece of a delivery. The second part of that then is to generate some momentum. And you do this by adding a weight shift to the delivery that we've just been talking about when it's been a balance process. So then a person would set up the way they did before. In other words, they'd step into the hack, they would crouch down, they would manage their brush, they would manage the curling rock, and then they would do the hip elevation. From that point on, instead of just pushing forward, what they're really going to do now is add a momentum piece. And to do that, what you would then do is go through a cadence where you would move the rock back, then the sliding foot back, pausing in a park position back there, and then moving the rock forward, moving the foot forward, and then sliding down the ice. Now, normally there's 1 or 2 different pauses or parks back there. You can do a short park, which most people do when they're just trying to throw the rock gently down the ice for a draw shot or a guard, or you could do a deeper park if you're trying to generate momentum on a takeout. It's important to grip the curling rock effectively in order to make the shot. What we recommend is that you place your hand under the handle, then roll your hand over so that your thumb is on the other side of the handle. And I would say you're exerting medium pressure with your hand. You should keep the wrist high, and there should be a V that's formed that's pointing towards the center of your body, whether it's the in-turn or the out-turn. When you grab the rock, you should have it in the 12 o'clock position. If you're going to throw an in-turn, then turn your rock to the 10 o'clock position as you look down the ice. If you're going to throw an out-turn, turn it to the 2 o'clock position, and then you're ready to go. So the keys to a successful release of the curling rock are to start at the same point as often as you can and finish at the same point as often as you can. So a good exercise then to be able to determine if releases are going well for that curler is to place a couple of pylons on the ice and give them some feedback after they release the rock. Use that 6-foot distance between the pylons to put on a very comfortable release from either the 10 o'clock to the 12 o'clock position for an in turn or the 2 o'clock to the 12 o'clock position for an out turn. We've spent some time, Erin, on the fun part of curling, delivering curling rocks. I think it's important also to mention brushing as well, because it's an important part of the game. I think of 3 different things that come to mind when I think of the importance of brushing. I think everybody would agree that there can be pieces of debris and ice and stuff to get in front of the rock, and so obviously the rock has a better chance of following the correct path it's been thrown if we keep it clean. But also brushing is very good at allowing a rock to stay on a straighter line longer, because we reduce the friction on the ice that's in front of the rock and warm it up at the same time. But also it's good because it lets rocks go faster and farther at the same time. Show us a couple of techniques that people use that you recommend, Erin, for brushing.
Okay, so for the grip, you want to break the broom basically into thirds, holding it about this far apart. And then this would be the open stance where your body is in between the brush and the rock. Put enough force on the brush that you'll get some power, so leaning forward. You're on the balls of your feet, these are slightly bent, and your head should be about above the broom so that you're getting a good amount of force, a good amount of pressure. And then if you want to do the closed stance, it's the same, except that now your brush is on the middle, and so your body's on the outside. You have just switched your hands, and it's going to go rock, broom, body. So it'll look just like this. And you can do the same on either side, so this being the closed, and then this being the open.
As with any sport, warm-up is important in curling. We recommend when beginners come out onto the ice that they do a progressive slide drill. By that we mean they would slide out of the hack the first time till probably somewhere to the middle of the house, come back and slide a second time to the front of the house, and then the third time probably a full slide, doing all of this without a curling rock. We've given you drills and tools to enhance the curling experience for beginners at the local level. Erin, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I just want to say that stretching is also very important, so try and incorporate a warm-up and some static and dynamic stretching into the routine before the curler step on the ice would be great.
That's great advice for all of us. Great curling, folks. Have a blast.